Hello everybody, thank you so much for clicking on this video. This is Chris from Cinema Trailer News, and this will be my breakdown for Miss Marvel episode 1. I really loved this first episode. It really conveys so many great things about the characters, and just it was one of the best episodes Disney Plus has put out. So let's get into the breakdown. So this is extremely in line with the graphic novel by G. Wyler Wilson titled Normal. Several things prove from it. However, the biggest departure is Kamala Khan's powers, which are completely different to how they're in the comics. In the source material, she's pretty much a shapeshifter that she can make parts of her body change at will. The reason she even got the nickname Miss Marvel in the first place was because after she became infected with Terrine Mist, she shifted to look like Captain Marvel in her older costume. She ended up saving Zoe, a chapter from the show, and she after the news reporter on this, the name stuck. Now we hear the Weeknd songs Blinded by the Lights. This recounts the battle at the end of Avengers Endgame, and it features Okoye, Black Panther, Thor, Steve Rogers, Hulk, and Iron Man. There's also Hawkeye in a purple suit and crossbow while he wears his new costume. Cap's shield is broken like how it was in the film, but rather than being split in half, it has a piece that slide out of like the one that appeared in the Vision during Age of Ultron. As we pan out, we also see Pepper Potts in the rescue suit, Valkyrie, a tiny Ant-Man, and Wanda. Next we get an Air Force jet before the arrival of Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was of course a pilot before she became a Kree warrior, and amongst those pictures of her we can also see her other costumes on the wall. There's also a mention of the Scotland podcast titled Me, Little Me. She destroys the sanctuary to like in the movie and changes her hairstyle as she lands, alternating between the one from her solo film and Endgame. We can also see the one of the ships has Circle Q, in which is the name of a convenience store her pal Bruno was at. This is the same place that he was in the comics. Now, she's the one who's seen as beating Thanos by Kamala, and she talks about her going back to space to know who knows where. Kamala announced she's going as Marvel, and this is basically the plot device that the first episode is centered around, that gets her powers. In the comics, it was a party in a field. She was told that she couldn't go, and then she left the party when he heard the Terrine Mist roll in, and she had a vision of the Avengers fighting on the planet Unicorn. This is presented in a comic book style, and similar to the opening here. Kamala says Thor is a gamer. As we learn in Endgame, the guy had a bit of a rivalry with Not Master 69, so you might be onto something there. And she posts this on her channel, Slap Baby Production. Among her videos, we also have Ant-Man and the Wasp romantic vacation, where they fly on the top of an ant, and there's also a video called Beaten by a Radioactive Feminist, riffing on how Peter Parker fit his spider powers. Here we meet her family, which has a similar setup to what's in the comics. Her brother Ame is praying, and these scenes downstairs pretty much play out exactly how it is in the source material. Really nice attention to detail here, and it leads into her driving test, after in which she wears aviators, further calling back to her idol Captain Marvel. Now, after crashing the car, she's taken home. She daydreaming seeing Captain Marvel as she looks over the New York skyline. Cut to Jersey City High School. The kids stand in front of her locker, and then we meet Bruno before running into Nakia. Both of the characters are in the comics, and they were introduced to in the opening panels as Circuit Q. Here we also came across Zoe Zimmer, who too pops in the scene. Zoe was sort of a bully, but she did being like real nice, but throughout being sarcastic, she ended up dressing like Captain Marvel by the end of the episode. Mr. Wilson poses the question of who she is, something that we will no doubt ponder in the series, and they even split the screen to foreshadow the split between herself and her alter ego. Desperate to get to Avengers Con, she and Bruno work on her costume, and will get the inner layout of Circuit Q, which is scenes ripped out of the comics, as they try to come out with her final footage idea. We get artwork nod to steampunk and potentially Infinity Warps. In the comics, this was a matchup of characters that basically took two famous ones and then smothered them together. We get mentions of Idol Marvel, Captain Panther, or Doctor Strange Marvel, who appears with several arms similar to his battle with Thanos. There's mention of Thor and Valkyrie, as well the Rainbow Bridge, aka the Bifrost. We get then a zombie Captain Marvel, which of course is playing on Marvel Zombies. At this point, Kamala gets a box from her grandma, which contains the bands. We discover that she deliberately wanted to pass these things on to her granddaughter, potentially teasing at her having the powers herself. Her mother Maneuver sees this and takes them off of her and knowing what to hold. Along the way, we see lots of North Pakistani culture, and even several bangers on a mural, which were the inspiration for the 10 rings from Shang-Chi use, so it's quite an Easter egg. Kamala tries on brighter dresses, and we heard a story about another girl who ended up traveling to Europe instead of getting married. Kamala is really rebellious, and she asks of her parents if she can go to Avengers Con, and her teacher has the girls get it done from Avengers Endgame. They have a really cool testing back and forth with Kamala and Bruno, and some of the graphics are really well thought out. It all happens in one shot, and they integrate the emojis really well into the environment, in my opinion. In Bruno's room, We see a picture of Nikola Tesla, a famous inventor who inspired Bruno to work on phantom gloves for Kamala. Later on, he sits on the roof with Kamala, and behind them we can see a sign of Edison Electric, another rival of Tesla. Now in the comics, the villain she faced off against early on, he was a clone of Thomas Edison, created by Gregory Knox. He attempted to recreate the inventor but accidentally mixed the sample with bird DNA. We also get a locker room scene, and this is kinda like riffing on one of the from the source material. In her room is also a poster for Captain Marvel above a mirror, which is an official promo art for the first movie. This riff on the actual poster she had in her room in the source material. She also wraps around her a ring around her waist, which is something that is pulled from the source material. At this point, her parents suffer, and she dressed up as the Hulk, and her dad busts in as a giant green guy, and Kamala is gifting the Phantom's glove. Kamala comes up with a plan on how to leave her parents, which is again is animated really well. We see this is a fantasy that her parent thinks that she's the daughter, she's the best daughter ever, and that her costume is not like Captain Marvel's. One of in the movies, then some creepy leather jacket. Bruno in the fantasy is dressed as Tony Stark, and he also has the repulsive glove on that he used to fight Bucky with in Civil War. We discover Avengers Con is a Cam Lane, the home of Captain America, being fished out. As they get on the bus, we see someone dressed as the Conan Girls from the Star Spangled Man. We are playing. Now here we go into some Instagram posts full of characters. Among these are Ant-Man, Captain America, some of the dancers from the star of Iron Man 2. There's also Vision, Black Widow, female Thor. Bruno suggests she injects something of herself into the costume. In this which she gets the bandage from the attic. We see the original Captain America comic that she drew when she was younger, and she gets the bands. Now the day of the con arrives, and after losing her body, we get constantly of cosplay. Not only is there a statue of Captain America, we also see someone dressed as him and Bucky. Inside there are models of Ant-Man in cotton, of Iron Man along with Black Widow. We get flashes of Groove, Thor, and now to Steven Rogers being American, as well as a mural for Tony and Natasha. There's also Asgard Pride. We see a mock-off of the San Francisco ship scene from Ant-Man the Wasp. There's also the Peter Quill Star Boy story. She then sees Zoe dressed as Marvel. Although the costume isn't seen accurate, it is in line with the comics. Kamala takes to the stage, and at this point Bruno dressed as Bruce Banner. Kamala's power manifests on stage, and after she puts in the bands, the crowd goes bloody wild. She destroyed the Ant-Man and saved nearly kills lots of kids, but it's the best time anyone is having. Lastly, it draws a sculpture of Mjolnir, the final destination Zoe, and similar to the comics, Kamala saves her. She makes a break for to get home, and she encounters her mother, who has been waiting for her. And she's not mad; she's just disappointed. And that's the end of the episode. Now the credit scenes, are filled with reference to the comic book covers as fictional. Now we head into the post-credit scene. From here we go into the post-credit scene with the Department of Damage Control, who was last saw in Spider-Man No Way Home. Here we meet Agent Clearly, played once more by Arian Moyer. We also see the interrogation room from No Way Home, and after witnessing Kamala's power, they decided it's time to bring her in. So that's my breakdown for episode 1 of Miss Marvel. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Please consider subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friend, and like always, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.